Hi guys, Stay-Patient here. I just thought I'd do a quick video to help you guys out with the rough terrain achievement or trophy on the crew. Now this rough terrain trophy, it involves driving 2,000 miles off-road. Now it's a very rare trophy, just over 1% of people on PSN profiles has it, but it's an easy trophy to get. It takes a little bit of time, but I just wanted to show you an area in the game which is good for farming it on. Because for a lot of people it's difficult to know what counts as off-road. The salt flats counts as road. Funnily enough, it's not even dirt. It counts as a road surface. And most of the tracks that you drive on in the sort of rally events and dirt events, things like that, they all count as dirt, of course. But anything that's not road, you know, when you're driving through trees and things like that, that all counts as off-road. But it's a trophy that doesn't seem to come naturally. It's one that while you know playing the game and you earn all the other trophies, you still seem to be quite a way off getting those 2,000 miles that are required. So so we're here. I'm just going to show you a place on the map that's very useful for using to rack up some miles. Now we are in the mountain states and we're very close to the salt flats in the sort of northwest corner. Salt flats are above us. Now we're in a place called Death Valley. You can see the name there, and you can see the sort of section I'm in. It's between these roads here. Now if you zoom in, you might be able to see this. I'm not sure if it'd be high enough quality on YouTube, but there's a colour section here that's slightly different colour to the rest around. It's slightly lighter, and that indicates that it's a sort of sand surface. Now this surface does count as off-road, as does all the surrounding area. So what you want to do is you want to take an elastic band and set your raid vehicle up so that it's doing a big circle in this area. But you want to be avoiding these roads. There's a train track here, there's a road down here, a road either side. Of course, because this is off-road, it's an uneven surface, so it will knock your vehicle off track occasionally, and you will need to adjust it. But the good thing is, because you're going to be doing this in a raid vehicle so that you've got enough grip to be able to use an elastic band, the raid vehicle can go over humps, it can go over the roads, it can, you know, it doesn't really matter, it's not going to crash easily. So if you want to leave it, and it does happen to drive over these roads, even up onto this bumpy surface here, obviously it's quicker to have it on a flat clean surface, but it will keep going. So you can leave it for a while. So I'm going to just zoom in. The reason, like I say, the reason I'm using a raid vehicle, I've got a relatively high level one. It's 1,254, so the higher level it is, obviously the faster it will be and the more miles you'll rack up. But you want to just sort of start driving, and I tend to try and get up to over 100 miles an hour, maybe 120 or so. I think at first when you start turning it might start drifting. I think it's probably better if I get up to a higher speed. Actually, if I get up to, let's say, 120 and then start turning. Now of course you want to set up your elastic band on the controller before you start driving, because otherwise you get your circle sorted and then you realise that you've got to take your hands off the controller to attach the elastic band anyway. So get the elastic band on, have it so it's steering to the left and accelerating, and then you know, use your hands to set up the circle, and then you can leave it. It will do around 120. You can go faster than this though. What you want to do is have it so it's not steering quite so hard. Now this can be a little bit tricky with the elastic band, but you want to have it wrapped around the R2 button first, and then you kind of wrap it around one of the handles and then round the opposite handle, so it's coming back on to where the analog stick is. But if you have it so it's wrapped around the sort of bottom of the left hand handle, it means that it's angled in such a way that it can sort of pull the analog stick down to the left, diagonally down to the left, and that means it's not steering quite so hard. Now I'm doing it with my hands at the moment, and I'm holding the analog stick diagonally down to the left, and I'm creeping up to 130 odd miles an hour. Now of course the faster you can go the better, but it does mean the circle will be bigger and you'll be hitting obstacles more often, or not necessarily obstacles, but you'll be sort of going across the roads that are nearby. But you will need to stay near the the controller while you're doing this, of course, because the game does kick you out every, I think, 10 to 20 minutes. I believe it's around 20 minutes. It will remove you from the server. Now, of course, if you watched my video about the overclocker trophy, I explained in that one that the stats for the overclocker award reset every time you turn the game off. Now that's not the case with this, so this is a more relaxed trophy. You don't have to do it in one sitting, so if you do lose connection, if you have to go off and do something and you come back and the game has kicked you out, it really doesn't matter. You don't lose any progress. So I'm here, I'm doing 137. I kept it going for a little while and I haven't come across any roads, so there is quite a nice bit of room here for you to be doing this big circle without too much worry. There's a road sort of over there where those markers are, and eventually you'll hit them inevitably. But this is just a good place for you to rack up miles. And like I say, if you can maybe have another console, if you have another console and another TV or a laptop you can watch films on, you can just be sat, you know, with this car driving around over and over again, racking up the miles. Just make sure that you press, I usually press the X button, I just tap it just so that the controller thinks that you're active. Another way of making the game think you're active is by just simply moving the controller, and this can be exploited by maybe hanging the controller in front of something like a fan, or hanging it off the bottom of a ceiling fan so that the wind constantly moves the controller and the game thinks that you're there, thinks that you're holding the controller and you're active, and it won't kick you out. That's very useful. But for most people it involves just tapping a button every now and again, just to stop the game sort of kicking off the server. And this will take a little bit of time, of course, but most of you, because the stats don't reset on this trophy, most of you will have a decent bit of progress from just simply playing the game. And of course I thoroughly recommend leaving this trophy till last, because everything else you do, if you do happen to go offline while doing skills or missions or, you know, playing PvP, a lot of faction missions I believe take you off-road, you know, you don't want to sit there farming it when you've still got other things to do, because those other things will count towards the progress. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Obviously, just to sum up, you want to use a raid vehicle. I'll show you once again on the map, and I will quickly show you how to keep track of this trophy as well. We're in Death Valley here, just south of the Salt Flats. It's a great area. You can leave it rubber banded, or if you want to just have some fun with friends, you can drive around. If we go to the award screen, I believe it's under free drive. I should have checked this first, but I believe most likely under elite. Let's have a look. No, my apologies. Here we go. Yeah, so it's under free drive, and then you go to professional, and it's on the third row here. You can see I've already completed it. Drive 2,000 miles off-road, so keep checking that. If you're doing 130 miles an hour, then in 10 hours you have 1,300 miles, and that will probably be enough after you've done the rest of the game. You should probably have around 700 miles, maybe more, maybe over 1,000, but you know, you could do this in one day if you wanted to stay at it, or you could spread it out, do an hour a day or whatever. But yeah, I hope that's been useful to you guys. Good luck. That's the rough terrain trophy, just a few tips for you. So yeah, good luck with the game. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my Twitch channel as well for some Evolve and Dying Light gameplay coming up. But for now, I've been Stay Patient, and good luck guys. I'll catch you all soon.